The UK is down. Guys, sorry about the rain on the car. I'm in the car right now. I'll talk about the car in a minute because I'm being charged £800 a year to just tax this vehicle that I've had since 2006. Is absolutely criminal. But I really want to talk about the fact I've just come back from the shops and everyone is down. Come back from the supermarket, walking down the high street. People are like, what is going on? Just heads are down. Everyone is depressed. What is going on in the UK right now? It's like there is no hope anymore. No hope anymore. Does that make sense? It's just me thinking this. Look, I'm getting this video. I'm going to talk a little bit about this, but also at the very end of it, I'm going to tell you that there is some hope. I'm going to tell you what to do with it. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing out there as well to make myself just exist day to day. But right now, I think we realize it doesn't matter who we elect in government. It doesn't matter. We all know that. There's a civil service behind them that are hell-bent on driving immigration into the UK. I'm not saying this is a anti or pro-immigration thing, but they're not listening to what the people want. We voted again and again against it, haven't we? We know that. What is it? Something like, I think it's like £6 million a day or £7 million a day. I think it's like £7 billion a year. I mean, that's some big money just to look after immigrants that are coming in here. And don't be persuaded. This is not an immigration thing, by the way, I'm talking about right now. But don't be persuaded by the fact that it's illegal immigration. It's not. It's legal. Everything else, we understand that. But no one was asked. Look, people feel down, like there's no hope anymore. And I understand that. I think really it's to do with the people like Sue Gray in the background, the civil service, you know, as Matt Rycroft. We were talking about him, weren't we, before? We talked about all these kind of people, the head of the civil service. She was the second permanent undersecretary for the civil service. And then she left, of course, Sue Gray, didn't she? And she became Labour's chief of staff. Like, biased. Everything was biased. Right? It's incredible. Oh, here's a fun thing. I listened to David Starkey the other day. Go listen to David Starkey. He was saying, now he, not me, he was saying, so I don't get locked up in no jail or nothing, you know what I'm saying? He was saying that Sue Gray, it was her karaoke machine that was lent to that Partygate thing that Boris Johnson was at, with loads of other civil servants, by the way. He was only a politician there, but civil servants were there. Remember the Partygate thing during lockdown? It was her karaoke machine because her husband is like a country and western singer or something. And the other woman, Helen McNamara, that took over Sue Gray's job, which was head of propriety and conduct, was it? Something like that. Propriety and ethics office that Sue Gray was running. She handed over to Helen McNamara. Helen McNamara organised the party. She organised the party. This civil servant organised the party. So talk about conflict of interest. This is why people don't like these people. But look, these are the people that are behind the government. So it doesn't matter what the people elect. By the way, there's something called sedition. That means inciting overthrow of the government. I'm not doing that. Incitement to violence. I'm not doing that. But what happens? Well, here's it. I'll tell you my story right now. I'll tell you my story right now. This is why I'm a little bit miffed. I think I'm allowed to be miffed. I'm doing everything I can to not be miffed, by the way, but I'm a bit miffed. This car I'm in right now, it's an RS4 by Audi. Look, I've had it. Here's the badge on the seat so you can see. Here's the badge on the seat right there, RS4. I've had this car since I was in the Air Force, 2006. Bought it almost new. Came out of a guy from London, never knew the guy, but he'd spec'd the car up like min spec. I love that about the car. It hasn't got like an auto dimming mirror, it hasn't got auto lights, nothing like that. It's just an RS4. It's like the one that Jeremy Clarkson drove on Top Gear. A B7 chassis, 440 brake now, because I've had it stage 2 from MRC. This year, the government is charging me £800 to tax this car that I very rarely drive. Yeah, I could sawn it for 6 months. I'm not that guy. It's a winter car, all right? It's a winter car. And that's not the only thing. My wife and I got a house. This is happening to people all over the country, by the way. My wife and I, we got this bungalow up in North Wales that there was a pilot in for the last couple of years. And we got a bill through recently. They're charging us 100% council tax as an extra tax for the property being empty. It's like, it's not, we're up there the whole time, but you've got to be up there for something like over half the year or something in order. Now, down in Pembrokeshire, one of our friends, a young Welsh girl, not much money at all. She's got like a flat in Pembrokeshire that she bought when she, like her first job, she bought this flat. And now she's married. They kept the flat because it's like a pension and stuff, which is the same thing. The bungalow's my wife's pension because my wife, well, and me now are privately employed. It's not a rant, guys. I'm just saying. She's paying 250% council tax because she's in a holiday home area. You dig? So in a holiday home place, they want people that grew up in the holiday home to be able to afford houses in that place. So they're charging her 250%. So the houses are flooding back onto the market. Now, the thing about this, and I'm not ranting, I'm just saying how out of control this country is right now. When my wife and I bought the house, I was in Afghanistan. My wife bought the bungalow back in 2011. I was in Afghan, right? I came back. I knew she was buying it. We bought it together, but I knew, I didn't really see it. She bought it. It was our house. We lived there for 12 years. So we still got it now. We live down here near my wife's family because they're getting older and stuff. But we got that house. We got the bungalow. It's a, hopefully a pension for my wife, right? Now we're paying that council tax on it. It's going to go up next year, the year after, because that's what the Welsh government's doing. Labour government, by the way. We never knew they were going to put a tax on it. So you buy these things. So you think this house you're buying is your property, right? It ain't your property at all. It's no property whatsoever, is it? It's not yours. If they can just they can put up to 300% council tax. Let me tell you how much it is. About £6,000 a year. That's right. That's what we've got to pay this year. But it doesn't go on the mortgage that we're still paying massive amounts on. It doesn't do that. It doesn't pay off the mortgage that we're still paying a lot on. It's purely tax. I give that £6,000 to the Welsh government. My friend is giving like 15,000. Well, she can't afford it, so she's selling up. This young Welsh girl from the valleys. She's a dairy farmer's daughter. You know what I'm saying? They can't afford 15 grand a year to pay a tax to the Welsh government. She's having to sell up. Do you think the young people that grow up down in Pembrokeshire are going to be able to buy that place? No, of course they're not. It's not going to be them that's buying it, is it? It's going to be someone that can afford to pay that 15 grand. So it's a massive tax. So all I'm saying is, yeah, first world problems. But my mum did say, well, we're living in a first world country. That's interesting, isn't it? But the truth about it is, guys, it doesn't matter what we're doing now. We're going to get hit because we're that middle tier. You understand that? We're the middle tier. The immigrants aren't going to get hit for any tax. And the wealthy aren't going to get any tax. So the Sue Grays of this world here, the Helen McNamaras, this is what David Starkey's talking about. It's like we're in that middle tier that are going to get hit from the tax. From everywhere. Your car, your house, whatever it's going to be, you're going to get hit for that tax. We are going to fund this country. And you wonder why people are leaving. I said I'd never leave because I'm an Englishman. And if I could rise up and we could do something tangible, I'd be that guy, right? But my brother's overseas right now in a zero tax place. He's in Dubai. He loves it over there. I've got loads of guys that are moving out the country. You kind of think, why are we here supporting this? Keir Starmer, is he going to be in? With the amount of errors that dude's making, he's an idiot. We understand that, right? He's an automaton. He's like a robot. He's going to be out. Sue Gray's hopefully going to be out. They're going to put someone like David Lammy in charge. I mean, I don't know how it could be worse. What are we doing? It's like 5 years of this shit, guys. We're in trouble. I think we said we're in trouble. Look, here's the thing. I did promise at the end of the video to say something, about what I do to offset this. And I'm looking at it over there. It's a garage. And in that garage, there's a flag of the Union. Because I've lived in Scotland. I've flown jets over Ireland. I've lived in Wales for many, many years. Over a decade in Wales. Now I'm living in England. I'm an Englishman. My father's Welshman. The first base I went to in the military was Scotland. So I've got a flag of the Union hanging up there. I've got the English flag hanging up there as well. The English flag was used in the first Crusades pretty much in the 1000s, where they just painted a red cross and they went on the Crusades in the first Crusades. That's hanging up there. We still have that flag today. We should be proud of that. And then the other flag I've got Richard the Lionheart, of course. Richard I, son of Henry II. We need to learn this history, guys. Absolute madman. Went to war with his brothers. He was a third of 5. Went to war with his brothers. Went to war with his father. Went to war with everyone, pretty much. Didn't matter who you were. Went to war with Christians. Went to war with Muslims. This guy was a madman. His flag with the 3 lions on it, which are actually tigers apparently, but 3 lions, hanging up in my gym. So I've got a gym there. I try and use it every day. I can't see anything else apart from preparing ourselves for hard times. Because the hard times are coming. Am I wrong? Hit the comments. Tell me, Tim, you're wrong. Hard times aren't coming, Tim. Everything's fine. They're not coming. I had someone write to me the other day. They said, you sound angry in your videos. I'm like, why do you not? Does that make sense? Why do you not sound angry? I mean, it's incredible what's happening here. It's happening with our own hands. We're literally burying our own country here. The country is going to the absolute dogs. We've got cities now that are not British anymore. You understand? I heard that was like 37% of London was non-Indigenous. And I'm not that guy that's inciting anything. I saw this video, right? I'll leave you with this. This man's in a park. He catches this young man. Immigrant, doesn't speak much English, right? And this young man's been talking to his 10-year-old daughters. I just saw it on the internet. And you can feel the rage in this Englishman's voice. He's like, don't lie to me. My 10-year-olds wouldn't speak to you. They've got no reason to speak to you. And this young immigrant man which 70% are young men, of course, coming across, aren't they? This guy was saying, no, I didn't say anything. And this Englishman, you could hear the confusion in his voice, but he's getting more and more angry, and you can understand it. He's like, my 10-year-old girls would not speak to you. Why are you speaking to my girls? I've told them not to speak to you, and you're speaking to them. Look, all I'm saying is, this country is being sold by people behind closed doors. And that's the civil service. That's the civil service. What can we do about it? We can listen to people like Matt Goodwin. We can listen to people like David Starkey. We can listen to Trigonometry. They talk about this kind of stuff. The Lotus Eaters. I'm on the Lotus Eaters on Friday, in fact. I'm down there on them chatting about something, you know what I'm saying? We can listen to these people, educate ourselves, but let's not get wrapped in it. Let's hit the gym. Let's do things for our local community. Let's try and eat healthily. Let's get some sleep. Let's be the best people we possibly can be. That's what I teach in my school. All right? Because it's not going away. And we're normalised to it. As it gets worse, we'll normalise to it. We will normalise until we're paying £400 or £500 on a property we own, sort of thing, as an investment property. It wasn't an investment property, by the way, but it's my wife's pension now. You know what I mean? We bought that to live in it, and we lived in it for 12 years. It's that kind of thing, you know what I mean? The car I bought in 2006, and I'm paying £800. What the hell's going on? If you find something that you're being hit for tax-wise, guys, hit it in the comments. Or just tell me, Tim, you're wrong. Because I'm not a wealthy man. Not financially, anyway. Time-wise, yes. Not financially, I'm not a wealthy man. But I'm English. And I care about other English people. A lot, by the way. And Welsh. My father's Welsh and Scottish and Northern Irish. I'm a British man as well, don't get me wrong. I know people have this issue with England and Britain, but I've lived all over the place, you know what I'm saying? And this country is changing so rapidly. It's an experiment that's never happened before. I appreciate your time. I also really appreciate the memberships. And if you have taken a membership, there's another film on alcoholism or alcohol dependency that I put out for you if you've taken a membership. All right, that's out. So if you're a member, you can see that now. Hit the notification bell because you'll see it when the films drop. I appreciate it, guys. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you're going to do, all right? Tim Davies, Fast Ship Performance.